of Dallas area patients woke up from surgical procedures between 2011 and 2013 with excruciating pain, numbness, and paralysis. Some of the sufferers never even had a chance to regain consciousness. And it's all because of one physician named Christopher Duntsch, aka Dr. Death. Duntsch had an impressive beginning to his professional life. He had finished medical school at the top of his class, was in charge of research laboratories, and had become a board-certified neurosurgeon. However, the situation rapidly deteriorated. The illegal deeds of the crazed surgeon are being dissected in a new podcast called Dr. Death, which explains how the doctor's drug usage and inflated sense of self-importance led to terrible outcomes for the patients who were unlucky enough to be under his slashing hands. On April 3, 1971, Christopher Daniel Duntsch was born in Montana. He and his 3 siblings grew up in a comfortable neighborhood of Memphis, Tennessee. His mother was an educator, and both of his parents worked as missionaries and physical therapists. Duntsch obtained his undergraduate degree from the University of Memphis and continued in town to receive his MD and PhD from the University of Tennessee Health Center. D Magazine claims that due to Duntsch's outstanding academic performance, he was inducted into the Alpha Omega Medical Honor Society. He spent 5 years in neurosurgery residency and 1 year in general surgery at the University of Tennessee in Memphis. He managed 2 profitable research facilities and secured millions in grant funds during this time period. Duntsch appeared to be on the fast track to a successful career, but things would soon go south for him. Duntsch's mental instability started in 2006 and 2007. Meghan Kane, the ex-girlfriend of one of Duntsch's pals, claims to have witnessed him ingesting an LSD paper blatter and painkillers on his birthday. According to her, he also kept a stash of cocaine on his dresser at the office he maintained at home. Kane also recounted a night of partying with Duntsch, her ex-boyfriend, and some LSD and cocaine, when she witnessed Duntsch put on his lab coat and head to work after the party ended. D Magazine cites an anonymous hospital doctor who claims Duntsch was sent to an impaired physician program for refusing a drug test. Even after he turned down the residency, Duntsch was given the green light to finish his training. After devoting some time to research, Duntsch moved to North Dallas in the summer of 2011 to work at the Minimally Invasive Spine Institute. Soon after his arrival, he struck an agreement with Baylor Regional Medical Center in Plano, Texas, and was granted access to the operating rooms there. Christopher Duntsch performed 38 surgeries on people from the Dallas area over the period of 2 years. Of those 38, 2 died as a result of surgical complications, and 31 were left paralyzed or with catastrophic injuries. Because of his unwavering self-assurance, Duntsch was able to coax patient after patient into his operating room. During one of his failed treatments, Dr. Mark Hoyle, a surgeon who worked with Duntsch, told D Magazine that Duntsch would make incredibly pompous comments like, "Everybody is doing it wrong. The only minimally invasive person in the state." Dr. Hoyle had mixed feelings about his new co-worker in surgery before they began working together. He was either very, really talented, or he's just really, really arrogant and believed he was good, Hoyle said. A single operation was all he did at the Minimally Invasive Spine Institute. After a patient under Duntsch's care required surgery, he abruptly left for Las Vegas, prompting the hospital to terminate him. Despite his dismissal from the institute, he continued to work as a surgeon at Baylor Plano. Jerry Summers, Meghan Kane's lover and Christopher Duntsch's buddy, was one of the patients who experienced terrible effects. He opted to have spinal fusion surgery in February of 2012. He awoke from his coma to find that he was a quadriplegic with partial paralysis. Because of this, Summers was able to feel pain but was paralyzed from the neck down. After Duntsch botched Summers' surgery, he was briefly stripped of his surgical privileges. Martin, 55, was his first patient after he was reinstated. Martin had a fall in the kitchen and suffered from severe back pain, leading her to seek medical treatment. Duntsch's first victim was Martin, who died of internal bleeding following a routine surgical procedure. To avoid being fired for his mistakes, Duntsch left Baylor Plano in April 2012. After being captured, he was sent to the Dallas Medical Center, where he continued his rampage. The very first operation he performed in the hospital ended up being fatal. In July 2012, Flola Brown went under Dr. Death's knife, and shortly afterward, she suffered a major stroke when Duntsch severed her vertebral artery. Duntsch performed another operation on the same day that Brown had her stroke. In this case, Mary Afford, age 53, is the target. When she woke up from the anesthesia, she was in so much pain that she couldn't stand. Eventually, a CT scan would show that Afford had lost a nerve root, that numerous screws had been implanted in the wrong places, and that one of the screws had been stuck in an unrelated nerve. After the harm he caused to Brown and Afford in his first week on the job, Dr. Death was let go. The Texas Medical Board officially removed Duntsch's surgical privileges in June 2013 after two doctors lodged complaints against him. According to Rolling Stone, a grand jury indicted Dr. Death in July 2015 on 5 counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of hurting an old person, his patient Mary Afford. In February of 2017, Christopher Duntsch received a life sentence for his terrible crimes. He has already filed an appeal of his present sentence.